Yeah.
The town did promise you a monetary reward, but you never negotiated how much.
They did. Jake can argue that.
Yep.
Okay.
We
It all
did the
makes
thing, and we didn't negotiate a price. So now, after we've done the thing, we've come to negotiate the price.
Well, no, we don't tell them that you've done the thing already.
Right.
Let's
You
see
say
how
that, it's
Jay
almost done.
handles it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Get as much money as you can.
Yeah, so you'll have to figure out between you how you want to spend this, because there's not enough money for many. You should have a sum that you start the game with, but I can't imagine there's enough for many uncommon
it's
magical
not.
items.
No.
Negligible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would like a superior mace because I don't hit very well, so that's what I'm after.
Haven't you got a +1 mace anyway? Didn't you get it off Garen in that?
Oh yeah, but do we have to give them back?
He didn't. He didn't
He
take
didn't
them
ask for
back.
them back, to be fair. Is that
Yeah.
because the GM forgot? I don't know. He
Who
didn't ask for them
knows?
back. He didn't ask for them back.
Who
You've got it.
Oh, that's fine. I don't need that anymore then.
You have access to all common magic items. So you could make a few common ones or one uncommon one.
Let's have a look.
So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the common magic items.
But if you want to think about that while we do Jay's trip into town.
Absolutely.
If you're happy to do that, Jay, unless you want to negotiate what you want. And we can just assume that Jay picks up what you need in town. Don't forget the cost of copying spells as well.
Yeah. It's
Well,
expensive.
I've got 250 gold, so as long as it comes under
How have you
that,
got 250 gold?
because I took half of the gold we were promised.
That's true. Focus and Virok took that, so they've both.
I mean, I've got 250 gold as well.
Yes.
So no,
Well,
but I
we're all right.
I would
Oh,
probably, I would probably give the money to Jay to get the equipment and stuff, because Virik, he doesn't know how money works. He's not used to this. It's like,
Don't forget, we do know that you've got the money because
Yeah, exactly.
Garen did tell us. So
Yeah.
at some
I-
point
I-
we're going to be like, "Where's our split?"
like Virik's not sneaky in the slightest. He would go, 2 pints. There we go. he's like totally inept at trying to deceive people. So he doesn't do it. There are all the common magic items.
Okay, so we'll do Jay's trip into town. Are you going that evening, or are you going to long rest first?
No, I'll take a rest. To be fair, because I am broken.
Okay, you may all rest a night
Woo!
while you think about all the lovely things you're going to craft.
Yeah.
Is there a button to long rest on this?
Not on roll 20. I don't think there is.
27 spells.
What does long rest do for you?
Gives you back any spell slot. Do you
Spell
go back up to
slots.
full health?
Yeah, full
Yeah.
health, full hit dice.
And refreshes any of your special abilities.
Yeah.
Also, Mark, you will need to choose which spells you're preparing for your next day.
Yeah.
If you are changing what you are prepared.
Right, yeah. Hold up. Well, I now have 3 because I leveled up. It's quite.
To level up, is it the launch level plus character mancer button?
That
Roll
sounds
20.
like it would be it. I don't know. I haven't used Roll20 as a player.
I see. I'm on my own. How did you do it, Mark? Or did you just manually do it?
I manually overtyped it, but now you're mentioning that character mancer, I'm remembering how we leveled up the first time.
Welcome to Character Mancer Level Up.
Mhm.
Well, I've only changed one thing. I can change it back.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to do mine manually, mainly because I had to type everything manually anyway. But on
Launch.
Yeah, I don't
level
think the
plus
character mancer likes artificers.
No, they do not.
You might be able to do it in D&D Beyond and then copy it across.
That's what I'm going to do.
But it's if possible to do that between sessions, you
Yeah,
won't need it. We need to decide the crafting downtimes.
I'll sort that out later. It's not, like you say, it's not important for the
Yeah.
time being.
We've
So,
got
yeah, I'm gonna
no
do
more than
mine
half
later.
an hour left in the session. And,
Yeah. So Jay
So, Jay,
sets
you
off in the morning.
set off in the morning to Dove High, taking Almorn with you, who is pretty excited to be back in the world, but also doesn't want to be a bard anymore. You make your way to the town. It's a relatively
That
easy
does not
journey now that you
surprise
know the way.
Mm-hmm.
You are quite far from the town. It looks as though the tower's pretty secluded. You should have some time before anyone catches up to you, but obviously you really don't want that to happen.
No, and I'm still obviously putting on the demeanor of Wenzel
Yes.
when we start getting closer to the town. Whilst we're walking there, I'll ask Almorn. I'll just say, so what do you remember of when you were at the college?
Almorn starts sort of rambling about his life at the college. He talks about, you recognize the names of teachers, not so much the names of his friends. You were probably there at the same time, but very different ages. And yeah, he seems to cheer up talking about it. Yeah.
Are you gonna go back?
Oh no.
Why not?
I wasn't doing very well, and this whole thing.
True.
I don't want to
True.
go in a golem again.
It'll probably be an insight check. Am I? Does it appear that he's putting two and two together and realizing that because he was a nub is why he was sent on this dangerous expedition?
Make an insight check. Yeah, he's definitely put that together.
Right.
He's a bit traumatized, but he's certainly not like stupid. Like
Yeah. I'll say to him, listen, Almon, you've clearly realised what was going on here. I'm not going to beat around the bush. You're not a daft lad, but I can't have you going around telling anybody about this. Like,
Wait, hold on.
This is my family's business.
Where's this going?
What I'm
Jay?
gonna.
your right.
I just kind of say to him, we've got two options here. You can go somewhere else, and I will pay for a cart and horse to take you there, and you will start a new life, and you will never make mention of it again, or you won't leave these woods.
Can I go home?
I'm concerned that if you go home, you'll get a sense of safety, and that you may be tempted to tell people about what happened.
I swear I won't tell anyone. Please. I just want to go home. I won't tell anyone.
It's not that easy, Almon. You did me a favour, but I can't have this getting out yet. It's too much at the minute.
Where will I go?
That's a choice for you to make. It's not for me to tell you where to go, but I don't agree with it, and this isn't exactly an easy thing to do, but I can't have you spouting off about this yet.
I want to live, so if I have to go far away, then just send me far away.
Where was he from again, sorry?
He was from Thorgan.
That's the one on the coast, yeah.
Yeah, on the map. Quite close to Heldau.
I will send him to Churgin, which is up in the mountains on the shitty bit.
Yes. Okay.
And
So-
I'll just say to him, listen, there's a plan. I have a plan, I think. But not even these guys know about this yet. Like, I can't have you spouting off. So I need you to understand one thing. I let you live. You go to Churgan. I will pay for you to get there. I will give you some money so that you can start a new life. But if I so much as hear a whisper of anything coming from that part of the world about the school, the college, or my family, I will come and find you, and
Okay.
I will kill you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You're very kind.
And then just nonchalantly, I just start walking towards the town again. Like, the conversation never happened. Find a horse and cart.
He will.
Basically ask the driver to take him to Churgrin. And I'm not going to be evil, too evil. I'll give him 200 gold.
Yeah, that's loads of gold for him to start a life
Yeah.
with.
And I basically just say to him, remember what I said? I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
The
Thank
horse
you.
is waiting.
Okay. And off he goes. 200 gold. It's a huge amount. So he'll be fine.
Is there a way for me...
Well, that
in-
got dark. Hold on.
You're not there.
Jesus.
You don't know anything
Is there a
about
way-
this.
I know, but wow.
Is there a way for me in Dove High to access family funds or not?
Ask the doppelgangers.
Access family funds. You could. There's not like a formal centralized bank, but you could, if you revealed who you were to like a local noble or something, you could, like, through a series of promise notes, kind of borrow money from a local noble, and your parents
Some
would pay them
IOUs
back.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, do I have enough gold left to buy the stuff that everybody wanted without them knowing?
Let's see.
I can't
Just come back with a lot of polystyrene magic weapons.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do the... I imagine the 200 would have been most of what
But
you...
if we divvied it up right before we left, which I'm sure we did, it would have been 125 each.
Yeah.
So I presume Tobias gave us his share, so I would have had 300. I don't know how much Virok gave us.
Like I would have said, just get the things we need.
Oh well.
So like I would have probably just given you,
250,
yeah, like
So if I've got all of that, then that means I've got 375.
Yeah.
So I've got 175 left. Like, is that
Yep.
enough to get everything I need without them knowing?
Well, we don't quite know what they need yet.
Ah.
So what we'll do is that
Scene change.
we will we'll see what you can get out of the mayor for the sheriff, I think it was,
Yeah.
for your your work. See how much you can get yourself paid. We'll see how much money you all have like collectively left, and then we'll figure out how many magic items do you all want.
Cool.
Because you can afford a few common, or probably at this point one uncommon.
yeah.
I'm obviously
It's,
back to being Wenzel, by the way.
Yes.
It turns out if you level up, it resets everything, so you get your health points and all that back.
Ah, convenient.
I'll go to the sheriff then as
Yep.
Wenzel.
So we've established that every time we long rest, we level up.
Yes, and also short rest apparently.
That would
wow.
be great.
Hello, welcome back. Tell me, how did it go?
I have a pained expression on my face, and I basically say to him, "You're gonna have to pay us more for what we just did."
Oh, right, well, can you please roll persuasion?
Persuasion. Where is it? Ooh.
Right, did we agree how much we were going to pay you before? I don't recall entirely.
I don't think I spoke to you much the last time I was here. My compatriots did a lot of the talking.
Right.
Which is probably why they didn't agree an amount of gold with you. What was your name again?
Hold on. She can't find it.
I don't know if you had a name.
I think he did, but I also recently misplaced some notes.
Oh dear.
Sheriff. His
Sheriff.
name is Sheriffington.
Sheriff Sherrington. Middle name Chef.
Chef Sheffington.
That's my other
I
character.
just say to him, listen, Sheriff.
That is your real name.
He's perfect for the
town
job.
of yours has a history and has a cloud hanging over it. Because people come here and people die.
Yes.
And we have dealt with that problem.
Oh,
Now-
you have.
We have.
Excellent.
Now, I would suggest that's worth quite a bit of gold. But just to kind of maybe cement it, to make you realise what we've been through. By chance, do you have any missing children?
No. I mean, children haven't really been hurt in the attacks because we fight the constructs, but the constructs don't attack us first, so we have time to get them out of the way. No, there's...
Well, somebody's children were taken prisoner by that thing up there and turned into, well, did you ever open up one of the golems?
No. The sheriff looks like he's going to be sick.
Then it's the intimidation that I'm trying to do is working.
Yes.
I just say those children, Sheriff, were unfortunately turned into the golems, and I have now got the memories of that to live with for the rest of my life, of where I have cleansed that tower of the darkness that was there by having to kill small defenseless children who had no way of defending themselves from being turned into golems. So, I would like a significant amount of gold. I'm not going to put a number on it for the minute. I want you to come to me with a number that you think is appropriate. And what I would say to you is, it would be a shame if we were to maybe identify where some of those children had come from, and then they were to find out that their children had been killed by people from this village.
I understand what you are saying. The safety of the village is obviously worth a lot to all of us. Can you please make an intimidation check?
Hopefully it's better than that last one. Boo. I mean, it's +7. So
Yeah,
it's
it's like
better than it
it's
was.
all right. It's nothing exceptional.
No.
But it's pretty good, and you did good RP to like
Oh,
boost it. That's a thing.
+5 RP boost.
that sort of is a thing.
Mhm.
So, well, it's a little more than our initial budget, but we could certainly, for your efforts, manage something like 300 gold.
It's difficult, Sheriff. You know, seeing children's guts spill out of a golem.
I appreciate that, but this is a vast sum of money. I
But
mean, are
think
you
about how-
suggesting you can put a price on that sort of thing?
Well, it would be high. You chanced upon the fact that we visited your town, and we've agreed to go up there. We've dealt with the problem. What's to say as well than that we can't stay around maybe a little bit, act as guardians, if you will, from the tower. Any issues you should have, you can call on us. That's got to be worth another 100, say?
Given what you've managed to do so far, 100 gold for protection would be of interest, and also come out of a totally different budget. What?
I like your thinking.
How long would you be willing to protect us for? That's the key thing. Ideally, for 100 gold is a large amount of money. It should, ideally, that would be a significant amount of protection bought, and maybe an option to continue to purchase it afterwards.
That sounds... Yeah, that sounds like what I was thinking. We're not going anywhere anytime fast. We haven't got any need to leave soon, so... I mean, I'm not aged, I'm not old, so and neither are any of my compatriots. You know,
No,
we can be here for a while.
could we do something like 6 months?
Let's make it a year to be sure.
A year.
1 calendar year
A year.
for 100 gold extra.
That is a deal. And he gives you the 400 gold.
Thank you very much, Sheriff.
Thank you very much. I'm
no,
looking
I
forward to
appreciate
your
it.
continued protection. We can't really afford to lose anyone else.
No, I mean, I'd like to think you won't now.
I
That
should
seems to
hope
be
not.
the main problem. But, you know, any issues, you know where we are.
Yes, and you all seem very capable.
Luckily, yes, very capable. It'll haunt me for a while, which is the hard thing, as I'm sure a lot of my compatriots will, but
That'll buy you a lot of booze to help you forget.
if only that helped. But anyway, Sheriff, I must go. I have things to buy.
All the best.
Me too. I'll go to the nearest shop then with
Yep.
my sack of gold that I'm dragging
Yes.
through the streets, no doubt.
So you are able to purchase what you want, and assuming you have no other business in town, you are able to return
So,
without incident.
I've got, let's have a quick think, quick math. So I had 375, I gave him 200 and 175, so I've got 575.
Yeah.
And then whatever you decide I've spent on stuff we can figure out, I suppose.
Yeah, so now is probably the time. We're coming to the end of the session, so we've got a little downtime. You will need to work out what you want to craft, whether or not you want to pool some resources to get something real nice, or
True. So,
get a few common.
Yeah, so uncommon stuff there. We've got what? Adamantine armor, bag of holding. Bag of holding's always good. So I don't know if we could just if you want to pool together a bag of holding.
Are you all still in the library?
I'm in the like literally in the workshop area and basically making that my sort of temporary residence, as it were. And just going, look at this, look at this.
Yeah, whether you want
looking-
this to be IC or OC is up to you as well. Like,
No, well, I'm gonna come. I'll come back and I'll just say to Virok, and I'll be like, right, I got all the stuff that you wanted. I got us the money. I got us 400 gold from the sheriff. But we're also protecting them for the next 12 months. And I just say it and walk. And I just say it and walk off.
And, like with that, it's like you can see it sort of like calculate in Virik's head. It's like 12 months.
And I walk
What do you mean
upstairs
12 months?
whilst he's shouting after us. And I do the same with these two. And I go, right, here, there's all your stuff. The kid's going home. I got us 400 gold from the sheriff, but I did have to agree that we would protect them for the next 12 months. But yeah, I'm sure nothing will happen now that we need to do.
And like literally spluttering as he comes up the stairs. 12 months. What do
Yes.
you?
12 months. They're not going
What
to
if
need
we-
anything, Virok. It was an empty promise.
But
We didn't
what-
sign anything. There's no contract. We've dealt with the problem. What more issues can this town have?
He just sort of like stares at you blankly, just like that. I thought we
Well,
wouldn't be here for 12 more
we're
days.
not
I don't
going to
know.
be. We're not going to be. They don't know. They won't know whether we're here or not. I'm sure Tobias can come up with some crazy messaging system that if someone turns up to the door asking for a request, then it can be magically teleported to them or something crap like that. I don't know.
And I
You're
sort of
just
look
making
over,
this up.
I like look over to Tobias and I'm like,
And I'm shaking my head.
Or
And I was like-
alternatively, Virok, why don't you figure out how these things work and we can leave behind an army of protectron things for them? I don't know.
They'll love that. The one is to protect protect them from these things, and then we're sending an army of them back at them.
Well, yeah, but if we program them to protect them, listen, you weren't there. I got the money. You guys didn't even agree anything in the first place.
and you can see Virok sort of like slowly like calculating. I was like, it's an option. I could like maybe he's put them together again. And he's just like he's weighing up the pros and cons, and he's like, oh yeah. And he's like,
There's out of character. There's a very cool sounding magic weapon, but I don't know if I would have the ability to create it. It's Lightbringer, and it's a mace, and I want it. And if you want a RP reason, it's in the book that Focus is reading about the older version of the religion.
yeah, Lightbringer. You know,
right,
migrate
Okay.
south, brings the warmth. It's a thing.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I
Weirdly, it's one of the only adventures we don't have on D&D.
yes, I was just having a look at that. We
Yeah.
don't have it.
We do have Lost Mine of Fandelver in.
ooh, I think I have that.
Hardback. Yeah, it's the mace that you got, I think, Gavin, when we played through it originally. Sorry,
I do not.
out of character there.
It depends on the rarity of the item. If you can find that, I am willing, because this was left up to GM discretion. If there's something you really want for like RP reasons and things, we can swap these out because these items were a GM choice, and yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't say it's in the book what it's made of, like the incantation to imbue something to make it that. So it could be something he was working towards. Or would that break everything?
No, that's
I was gonna
great
say-
if that's something you want to work towards. Like it's, I kind of want the stats,
Yeah.
but what we can
If
do
if you've
is
got that book again, it'd be in there.
on the
can't
note
find it.
of legendary mace called Lightbringer.
I've got it here. I definitely did not look this up anywhere else. The wizards, whoever's in charge of this, I didn't do that. This is just some random thing that.
No, I do not have that.
So Lightbringer is I see.
All right.
See.
All right. Okay, that shouldn't be.
It's
Too bad.
just so it's essentially a +1 mace that does extra radiant to undead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there can be mentioned in the book that Photos, did bless weapons with holy light, and the sort of paladins of Photos were called Lightbringers, and yes, they used things like the mace that you describe.
It's got a distinct phoenix design to its overall look.
And I sort of like look over it and I go, oh, that is a very interesting design.
Also, as he's leveled up, he's reading the ancient book, and he's learned it somehow imbued him with the ability to generate light, which is a new cantrip I have.
That's very cool.
Is it almost like a halo effect?
Well, it says you just touch something, but and it
Touch
emits
it.
light. Yeah, but it can just be like light
Oh,
coming into a stained glass
You know
window.
what you need? You need like some sort of like circlet around your head.
But like a halo or some description.
No, not like a one above your head, but like
Oh.
the one like a just a circlet. And that
What,
could
like
light
a
up.
little fancy
Yeah.
fancy crown?
Yeah.
Coronet.
Coronet.
Or tiara, perhaps.
Yes, a tiara.
A diadem or whatever.
Okay, so yes, you can find, discussion of that in the book about the old book about Photos. It's a strange thing to read. It's the same god, but you would probably have burned books like this normally.
He's sort of torn in that this is nonsense, but then he's still finding himself turning the page.
It's compelling, and it resonates in that
Is it
the
Is
the
it like
god
a
that-
horoscope? This is dumb, but that's so true.
yeah, because it resonates in that you are currently, your god is a sort of a warping of this god.
Or
And
vice versa.
And so you can kind of see that, these rituals are kind of, they have some similarities, except in our one we also sacrifice a puppy, or that sort of thing. It's like, this is a more warped version. It seems sort of, it's just lighter and friendlier and kind of the same thing, but
It's bits missing. That's how Sari's interpreting it.
yes, there are bits missing. Yes, so we need to make decisions on magic item crafting.
I am happy at the minute that I still believe that Tobias is blessing my weapons.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do anything for the minute.
Okay. Put these
Probably
again.
has a little bit of self-loathing at what he just had to do.
One, Gavin, just one of the common magic items is a hat of wizardry. And it is an antiquated cone-shaped hat adorned with a gold crescent, moons, and stars.
What is that?
Xanathar's
'Cause
Guide to Everything.
Yeah.
I thought it was the list that Civ was putting in the chat. That's all.
You
But
get
we
all
all-
of the common ones. All of the common ones.
Oh right, okay.
I'm not sure if you want to do gold collectively or individually for this. Tobias, if you want to work out your spell components.
It's about 700 gold pieces for what I need. Just as picking a number at random.
How
I-
interesting.
I basically need 110. More would be nice, but 110 would be about right.
110 is within your proportion. I guess in general, do you all want to track gold collectively or individually here?
I mean,
I'm
Feels
not
like it's
hiding.
not a party that'd be collective.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hiding it. I would probably have just thrown the bag back on the table or something. Like,
there's your
all-
change, bitches.
well, yeah, like
You're
a
all
big
too
bag with a load
rich
of-
to really worry about money.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to
Well,
think.
I've never
the
had to deal with that
background-
in the past, so
Yeah, and the background that Jay's come from, like, it's kind of irrelevant to him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so he just would throw it on a table and be like, "All your stuff's in the bag." Like,
Okay, so we'll do 110 for copying spells for Tobias.
There you go. Well, 100 for spells, 10 for Hyperion.
Are you cloning him back to life?
yeah.
It's not cloning him, I'm summoning him.
Uh,
Investing.
Kaka! Tuki.
so Jay is happy. There's common magic items, or we can do one uncommon. Or
I think at this point, Viric's just happy to try out. Like, he wants to make as much things as possible. He's got a library full of like books which detail how to make things here and there. So just like he's distracted by a lot of things. So I think a lot of like common magic items would
Yep.
be all right, rather than trying to focus on one thing.
yeah, I'll take the collective gold, which is minus the stuff for Almorn and
Yeah.
it's everything else, and then I'll total up the stuff they decide they bought.
Yeah. Well, this is obviously another reason why Virac wouldn't know what money is. It's why he didn't. It doesn't add up. Okay. You can tell me how much that costs. Bread costs 10 gold. Who knew? And very odd.
So yeah, the other factor is how long you want to spend crafting stuff. But with a few of you working on it, you can bring the time down.
Yeah. And hold on. Do I get any bonuses for making things? I think I just get my proficiency or something added to it. I'll double check what it is for an artificer.
Yeah, there's quite a few common magic items to read through. So if you want, we can decide between sessions if that would be easier for everyone. So you'll be able to make. I'm sure you can find 10 gold between you in the stuff that you started the game with. And therefore be able to make 6 common magic items if you're willing to spend the full amount of time crafting.
That would be cool.
And you can choose that between you.
Yeah. So 6 common magic items, and again, like Viric sort of like spread out into this workshop area, and each day he's working on a different thing, just getting excited about building and making things. So, but yeah,
He's going to be having a great time.
exactly.
I'm sure I'll wander through and
And I'm
provide
like, watch
guidance.
this. Watch this, Tobias. That was not meant to happen.
book doesn't say you should do it like that.
Which book?
This
book?
one.
After the book on accounting.
Exactly. It doesn't say anything about how to make this particular magic item.
I'm saving my resources for. I feel a draw to build or forge this
Lightbringer.
Lightbringer.
I see.
Yeah, you have the facilities here.
I was going to say, I could give it a go.
I'll have a look on D&D Beyond because I want to have a look how to level up anyway, or what I want to take at level 4.
Yeah, same.
So I'll have a look at some of the items.
Yeah, I think we're reaching a natural stopping point for the session. So we know that there's going to be downtime. And we know up to how many common magic items we're going to craft, time depending. And we'll actually do the downtime next session.
Yep.
And do
I think
the
that
figuring
sounds
out and leveling up in between.
like a plan.
Yes. Thank you for playing, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you very much.